I didn't like what you were saying at dinner. That's why I left last night. So.
But you left me alone.
I'm not apologizing.
You're just saying stuff. So what did my mom say?
Listen,
What did my mom say?
It looks like she's been here the whole time and just ignoring my calls. It's up.
So dudes, welcome back to the #1 YouTube channel in the entire world. Today we are talking about Mike and Natalie on 9 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, even though they are one of the most
boring couples I've ever seen in my entire life.
And if I doze off midway through this video, that is why. As you all know, I'm brutally honest, and I can honestly say that this particular couple is the most uncompatible couple I think I've ever seen in my entire life. They never look happy at any point throughout their entire segment. I haven't seen them happy one time. Now that being said, we're gonna review this couple together as a family and get through this together because we're all in this together.
Give me left hand.
Give you left hand?
What do you see?
My fingers?
What else?
Hair?
Love, there is no ring.
Mike was hesitant about marrying her. He didn't have rings, but now that they are married, he still hasn't provided her with a ring and himself with a ring. And she's just curious what the reason is for that. I would just like to say that I think he's just not that into you and you're not into him. And I think you both are settling. At least that's what I'm gathering, but let me know what you guys think about this in the comments.
I'm having a new ring. The one I got myself for $3. And I'm so proud of it.
Help me, I'm poor.
And where'd you get that one at?
Stone, shop with the stones, you know, like a lot of stones and simple stuff. I would like to buy something for you like this for now, because we're married now.
Interesting. It's speculated they're not married right now, so stay until the end of this video and we'll figure out why.
And I honestly cannot afford to buy you a good ring because I don't have work.
He actually made his girl buy herself a ring. This is not a simp. I'm pretty sure if you're newlyweds and you make your wife buy her own ring, you don't care about the relationship. So in a way, Natalie is answering her own question by asking the question. I think the most ironic part of this is Mike constantly says that Natalie's spoiled and she's a spoiled brat. He does everything for her. Bro, you made this girl buy her own ring. She actually took the initiative to buy a ring for herself. That is really sad.
I mean, I can't wear that every day though for work. You know what I mean?
It's just something signs that we're
I don't
married.
get caught on stuff. So it's more of a safety thing, so.
Stop the cap.
Yo, do you smell that glass? That smells like bullshit to me. What job does this dude work where he can't wear a wedding ring? I really don't believe that at all. And if I was Natalie, I would also be annoyed. She looks constantly annoyed with Mike. So at this point with their relationship, I just don't know what the point is because every time I watch them, I feel like I get secondhand depression from watching them because they're so negative. So dudes, before we continue roasting this couple on the show, let's talk about today's video sponsor, Mobile Premier League. MPL, otherwise known as Mobile Premier League, is a great way to be competitive, earn money, and play the games that you love. It is free and available in the iOS App Store and the MPL website for Android. MPL is very simple and easy to use, and it's the best app to enjoy playing your favorite games like Solitaire, 21 Puzzle, Bubble Shooter, Bowling, Block Puzzle, and earn money while doing so. The best part about this is all the money you earn while playing the games is very easy to transfer to your PayPal or your bank account. Now, terms and conditions do apply. You have to be 18 and older to sign up. So for all the kiddos out there, when you grow up and become big and strong like me, you can also earn money while playing video games. This is what the app looks like, you guys. My favorite games are the Fruit Chop and then also the Bubble Shooter. I've gotten really good at those two specific games because my whole thought process is, yeah, I could spend my time playing all of the games, but if I'm good at two of them, I have a higher likelihood of beating the other players I'm against and making more money using this app.
Write that down, write that down!
I love this app so much and I really recommend you guys download it. I put a link in my description box. My dudes, make sure to download the MPL app from the website or app store. Tell all your friends about it and start playing, competing, and winning cash. Big thanks once again MPL for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go back to roasting this couple on the show. Natalie goes on to say that she would feel more comfortable if Mike was wearing a wedding ring. Next thing you know, when hearing this, the camera pans to Mike and he says, you know, towards the end of the 90 days, putting on a wedding ring was the last thing on my mind, to be honest. Why would that be the last thing on your mind when you're on the show 90 Day Fiancé, where you have 90 days to figure it out and see if you're gonna marry this person and spend the rest of your life with this person? Like, why would that be the last thing on your mind when you're on the show?
I can explain.
I also find it high-key strange how every time Natalie opens her mouth and begins to speak, Mike looks really irritated with her. Like, he's almost annoyed that she's asking questions or wants the bare minimums. I feel like he should take a look at George and Anfisa's relationship and see what a gold digger looks like. Meanwhile, Natalie just wants the bare minimum. She just wants a ring. Mike goes on to say that he's frustrated with Natalie because it's not about the ring, it's about love and marriage. Mike, the ring is the symbol of love and marriage and unity between you and the other person. It's actually the symbol of that.
Will you accept?
Okay.
Oh, my lovely hobby.
Act surprised.
To sum up this entire scene, Mike is the kind of guy that does the bare minimum in a relationship, but wants all the praise for doing the bare minimum. And this is part of the reason why I want to personally wipe out all of men, so that I can be the only man to re-populate the entire world myself. I think I would come up about, what, 4 billion girls? Which begs the question, am I capable of such a feat, satisfying 4 billion girls? I don't know. Why don't you ask the biggest arms in Honolulu? I'm just joking. I'm actually a really sensitive guy that you would want to bring home to meet your parents. Now, speaking of sensitive guys, Mike is also a really sensitive guy. Why don't we take a look at that magical scene when him and Natalie are talking at dinner and they bring up the point about Mike's side hose.
You still got to be nice to him. You can't attack people. You come off harsh sometimes.
From where I'm sitting, Mike, the problem is you don't validate your partner's feelings, and you knew that Natalie was a strong-willed woman. If you didn't want that, then why did you go for an Eastern European woman like her? Why didn't you just go for a girl in the United States? You guys have so many years invested into this that I just feel like at this point, they're trying to stay and fix it because they have so many years invested, but I disagree with that. Like, time in a relationship doesn't equal you being a perfect match for that person.
People are very polite. I mean, Reno is amazing. Everyone's like family
Maybe they
oriented.
shouldn't send naked pictures to you. Then I will be polite.
Oh, get wrecked, Mike. Big time poggers. You're in our house now. Call us Freddy Krueger, because you're in our house, bitch. Yeah, you drink your champagne. Natalie, like she's been training at Cobra Kai, just threw a vicious right cross right into Michael's throat. Oh my God, bringing up the fact that the girl sent him pictures. I love that after Natalie brings up this point, Mike just chugs his champagne glass and gets all butthurt. This is typical cheater behavior. When they get called out for their cheating, usually they'll try to act like they're the victim and throw a little pissy fit. Yo, Mike, hear me out, my G. Maybe if you're married, you shouldn't be soliciting naked photos from your friends that are girls. Did someone say naked photos? Colt, you get out of here right now. No one wants to see any more of your dick pics. Natalie has a mischievous smile on her face because she brought up a great point that Michael is in fact a cheater. So, you know, Mike gets all triggered and says, don't speak anymore. Great dinner. This dinner's over. And he gets up and leaves the dinner. He sounds so dramatic right now, and he just actually tried to make it seem like it was Natalie's fault that he was getting nudes from his friends that were girls. Bruh. Most girls think that bigger is better. I believe Mike is about 6'6". I think he's actually a really tall guy, but even tall guys can have little pussy balls because he's running away from the conversation instead of sitting there and hashing things out and trying to repair his relationship with his very skeptical Ukrainian wife.
Michael said that he would like me to be not that aggressive towards his friends. And I asked him, could they please not send you naked pictures?
So did somebody send him a naked picture? Who was that?
A girl from Nevada. He said she's his friend, but she kept sending him her boobs.
What do you know? The girl was from Nevada. It's like I always say, all the toxic hoes are from Nevada. I'm just kidding, guys. I was born in Las Vegas. This couple inspires me to stay single because I would rather be single for the rest of my life than spend the rest of my life in a miserable relationship just to have somebody. Next thing you know, Natalie sees Mike leaving and she goes up to him and says, are you really leaving right now? And he's like, yeah, I'm really leaving. And then she says, what is the point of leaving if you have nothing to hide? And this is a good point, honestly. If Mike had nothing to hide, he would just hand her his phone and be like, go through my phone. Like, no worries, I don't have any naked pictures. Obviously, he's had naked pictures from his friends that are girls. Throughout their entire relationship, it seems like Natalie is just negatively harping on Mike to do all these things, like marry me, give me a ring, all these things. And after a while, Mike is just like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, I'll do that. And it's like, why would you live your life like that? Like, if you're not happy with Natalie, then end things so that you can be with other girls. Like, there's no point in staying in a toxic relationship and always fighting with your partner and never seeing eye to eye and then getting naked photos from girls. So, you know, the producer asked Mike what he's gonna do, and Mike says he's just gonna go home and take some shots and make the best out of it. And it's his birthday today, so this was honestly a really depressing birthday to watch. I feel like him and Natalie definitely didn't have birthday sex on this birthday. I know I've been getting a lot of birthday requests lately on Cameo. If you haven't ordered a Cameo from me, I'm the #1 creator on Cameo. I actually give really good cameos and everybody will back that up. I don't know about you guys, but my birthday last month was way better than my birthday a year ago when we were all in lockdown. It was a really negative year, but now things are getting better. Everyone's starting to get vaccinated and travel, and I'm really excited about this year with you guys. So let's take a look at that scene when Mike demands that Natalie admits that she's wrong.
I didn't like what you were saying at dinner. That's why I left last night. So.
I apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
Oh, no, my God. Sorry about that. I almost dozed off for a second because this couple's so boring. Am I right? Fist me, bruh. Speaking of fisting, it would be cool if Andre stopped getting financially fisted by Chuck and accepted my boxing invitation. I've been shooting him on IG. Andre, if you step into the boxing ring with me, I'll give you $2,000. It would be the first time you've ever made money without your daddy Chuck in your entire life.
I feel like this nudie photo thing, does that piss you off a little bit?
She just keeps bringing up stupid old. It's just like the wrong time, and it just pisses me off. Like, just let it go. Like, who gives a?
Really failing to see the logic in his response. Oh my God, that was forever ago. I got naked pictures from other girls forever ago. Yeah, we were together, but it happened a long time ago. You should forget about that by now.
Like, this is something she really, really, really needs to work on, you know? You need to be the one to apologize.
I understand that a lot of people don't like Natalie, but at the same time, Mike is very cold and manipulative. You can't just sweep everything under the rug, Mike, and say, that's old stuff. Who cares about that? You cheated on her, okay? You got a bunch of pictures of other girls when you're with this person. That's cheating. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I think Natalie shouldn't be the one to apologize, but often throughout their relationship, she bites the bullet and she is the bigger person. Even though she's very negative and she has a lot of things that she needs to work on as an individual, I do think that in this particular situation, Mike should be the one to apologize for getting nudes from other girls while they are in a relationship.
I'm not right because it was your birthday and I'm singing old song. I'm dancing for you. Forgiveness dance.
Make it rain
At least acknowledge, you know. Acknowledge is first step to fixing.
Okay.
It's no secret to everyone that has followed this couple's journey that throughout the relationship between Mike and Natalie, there's been a lot of thorns in her side, such as Mike's friends that are girls that send him nudes. Another thorn in her side is Mike's mom, who also has a great sense of humor. That's the way Mike likes to paint the picture, like him and his mother are comedic geniuses, when in actuality, they are weird, awkward, cringe village people. I think village people is the best way to describe them.
Glad that Natalie recognized her faults from last night, and you know, I hope her words are really true and she cannot continue to bring up stuff from the past.
If my dad, Nicolas Cage, taught me one thing, it's once a cheater, always a cheater. Am I right, Dad?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Let's play that scene right now where Natalie and Trish, Mike's mom, have an awkward first night in Oklahoma.
I don't like to live in a country. I want to work and I cannot find myself working in Scream. And I want to socialize, I want to have life full of energy. I'm very energetic and hardworking.
I am very energized and hardworking. You don't seem energized. You sound like Eeyore when you're talking, Natalie. Now, that being said, I think I'm energized, but I did drink a big monster just now. My advice to Natalie is move to Miami. There's a lot of Russians and Ukrainian people in Miami. It seems like a really fun, vibrant city. Miami's got a lot of great food hubs. There's a plethora of different cultures and meals in Miami. So if I was Natalie, I would move to Miami, at least if that's what she's thinking for her cooking show, because I know she has a cooking show, or at least she's trying to start one right now, which is why she challenged me to a cook-off, and I'm still gonna do that. And I learned how to make chicken parmesan from my mom, so I'm probably gonna win.
And I want to be able to proceed my career. So I want to do a lot of stuff in the future.
Also, maybe I'm weird because I have a brain, but don't you think questions like where do you want to live or where do you see yourself living in the future is a question you ask somebody before you get married to them, or is it just me? Natalie goes on to say that she used to be an actress, journalist, and model in Ukraine, and she's not happy with where she's at in her life currently, not working and living in the country with Mike. From how she's presented on 90 Day Fiancé, I struggled to see how she was doing any of those jobs. She seems like she has resting bitch face, and she constantly is staring, like she has a very intense stare. Now that I'm thinking about it, she almost has the same stare as Ash, to where he has those bug eyes. Trish, Mike's mom, goes on to say that she's not a fan of how Natalie acts. Nothing more awkward than sleeping in your mother-in-law's house when your mother-in-law doesn't like you. Am I right? Also, I hate to be that guy, but I gotta point it out. The home decor is absolutely atrocious, all right? We're talking about tacky china on display. She seems like she has those creepy dolls and stuff.
All right.
We'll see y'all in the morning. Good night.
Bye. Think about the house.
I love how Mike nonchalantly asks, what do you think about the place? I'll tell you, way too much clutter. And to be honest with you, Mike and his mother give off the same vibes as those white people that keep girls in the basement. I wouldn't trust them, let alone stay over at their house. I feel like Natalie must be really brave, or she just can't see well, which is weird if she can't see well because she has a very intense stare and her eyes are ginormic. So I would be surprised if that was the case. I think she's just brave. Also, I kind of find it strange that they're staying at Mike's house. Wouldn't you get a hotel room in Oklahoma? Do you want your your mom to hear you guys pipe all night, or do they not pipe? I think staying at mom's house is one thing if you're a young couple, but these two are 36 years old.
What do you think about your mom pigs?
Oh, the house
I
in
think there
general.
are a lot of pigs for one house.
Just enough?
Pretty crowded.
Bunch of eyes, huh?
That's the tackiest thing I've ever seen. I would actually hate that. I don't know about you guys, but I have a phobia about dolls and clowns. I don't like them. I'm terrified of them. And if I see a bunch of trinkets looking around, like looking at me, especially at nighttime when I'm trying to sleep, it bothers me and I want to destroy them all. These people are f***ing hillbillies. Trinket pigs on the wall? You got me f***ed up, bros. Come on. Comment below. Am I tripping or is this just the wackest thing ever?
How you feel about being here?
I feel like just go to sleep. Tomorrow is a new day and we see. I think I'm gonna go brush my teeth and have shower and just enjoy my bed.
Mike goes on to say that he's frustrated with Natalie's behavior, and I don't know why this guy's always frustrated. If you want to get some with Natalie, maybe set the mood, man. Maybe light a candle, put on some good soul music.
You just tell me what you want and I'll be there for you.
You're dumb.
And, you know, create that atmosphere, not to mention your mom's in the other room. So Natalie's saying, hey, I just want to get ready and go to bed and tomorrow's a new day. I feel like every time Natalie says something, Mike takes it out of context or he just makes the situation more negative. So I think that individually they're already negative, pessimistic people, but I think together they become even more negative.
It's been several months since the wedding. When do you think your work permit's gonna come through?
Trish, I arrived here and already quarantine cases started.
It's not fair to pressure Natalie about getting a job when this past year, due to the pandemic, so many Americans lost their jobs. Also, in terms of paperwork, last year I applied for a visa and the embassy got back to me 4 months later. So if you need any paperwork from the government, I'd be surprised if you didn't experience delays.
I complete and they said 100% complete. Good job.
While Mike and Natalie are staying at his mother's house, it is revealed that his mother doesn't approve of Natalie because she thinks Natalie is using her son for his money. The only problem is Mike doesn't have money.
When you get your visa, your work visa, a good way for you to make some money is to be an interpreter, because I think that you could make a lot of money and never even leave the house. You could do it all like on a video chat.
Why you offer me this job? I don't understand.
Because you have to work. You can't depend on him. Doesn't seem very fair.
It's ironic that Mike's mom would say you can't depend on him. It doesn't seem fair. She can't depend on her husband. Yes, she can. What the hell? I'm not a fan of controlling mother-in-laws like Mike's mom. She's definitely a Karen confirmed.
What about what I want, my dreams? What about...
I understand that, but right now with COVID and everything, you could still do this until it's time for you to go work on the dreams.
I have a better idea. How about you tell Mike to make more money and stop spending his free time flirting with other girls on Instagram? This mother is so out of line, she really is telling this girl to temporarily give up on her dreams and get a job. Here's an idea, Mom. How about you hire Natalie as your interior designer and let her tackle your pig shack so your place doesn't look tacky anymore?
Because right now, you can't do anything with your dreams when it comes to going, say, to Hollywood.
So for this point, maybe Mike's mom is just trying to look out for her son, but I don't think that it's her place to butt into the financial situation between Natalie and Mike. I feel like that is between them. They are married now. So that's one of those things to where you can't be a smother mother or a monster-in-law. You need to back off and let the couple work things out themselves. Let me know what you guys think about this, but I think Mike's mom is throwing out big time Betty and Ron energy. The only difference between them is that Brandon and Julia are a young couple, and I think Betty and Ron genuinely are trying to help them because they feel like they're more mature and more worldly and more knowledgeable. For Mike and Natalie are 36 years old. So Mike's mom trying to chime in and boss Natalie around and say, you should do this, you should give up on your dreams to pursue this because of coronavirus, seems incredibly cringe to me.
In Ukraine, I was working for 2 years for TV channels, working in more than 10 movies. This is bullshit. I have all this work, and it's really hard work. Tell it to Johnny Depp that it's not work.
Johnny Depp is up here. You are down here, okay? All the work and all the movies that you were in Ukraine does not translate to the United States. No one in the United States gives a about your Ukrainian movies you were in. I think Natalie would fit in LA because this is a common problem you see with a lot of struggling actors or actresses in LA, is that they're working other jobs or they're unemployed and they're like, I'm an actor, I'm an actress. If you're not in a production or you're not in a movie, you're not working, you're unemployed. You're not an actor.
My work history, I have my idea what I want to do. Why would I have to change? I'm an attractive woman. I want to be attractive.
I just want to be appreciated.
Because for money, actually, if I would be here for money, I wouldn't be marrying Mike.
I feel like that was a really good line by Natalie because that's facts. Mike doesn't have a lot to his name, so if she was marrying for money, she wouldn't have picked Mike. So I think that she's genuinely really attracted to Mike. I think that their chemistry is horrible. I do like that she said this to Mike's mom because I feel like this is gonna shut her up because she has no way to refute that point. Natalie goes on to say that I can eat bread, but I'm gonna do what I want. And I thought that this was actually a really profound sentence from Natalie. Basically what she's saying is she's gonna follow her dreams no matter what, whether she makes money or not, or Mike makes money or not. She's not gonna change because she has a passion for something and she's gonna see it through. And I think that that's what you need if you wanna be successful, is that unyielding desire to be good at your craft or whatever you select. So I respect her for that point. Now, Mike's mother goes on to say that she feels like what Natalie has done marrying Mike is purposely to further her career, not necessarily about money, but let's use our brains for a second. If you're gonna be an actor or an actress, where do you wanna live? You wanna live in the United States. So I understand Trisha's thought process. That being said, your son is definitely not a catch, so I think that you need to jellyfish away from this and stop interfering in your son's relationship because it's between him and Natalie.
If this woman making fun of you, she doesn't want you in the family, whatever you do, she will still say about you. Like, it's inappropriate for me. I'm sorry, it's not what family does.
What jokes?
What was inappropriate that I did?
What?
I low-key feel bad for Natalie because it feels like she's constantly in a 2v1 situation. I thought Colty was bad with his mom, Debbie, but Mike is way more of a mama's boy. And him and his mother both do this thing where they'll be inquisitive to Natalie, like, what's wrong? We didn't do anything to you. And then when Natalie shuts up and is timid, they'll start laughing and make her feel like she's in the wrong always. And I feel like this girl isn't really in the wrong.
I don't understand. You're so smart, but there's a problem that you create and all this imagination and no one ever did anything, but you're mad. Like, so what did my mom say that disrespected you?
Mike's mom flat out doesn't like Natalie, and it's very apparent for everybody that's been watching Happily Ever After this season. Culturally, there's immense differences between Mike, his mom, and Natalie. For example, when Natalie and most Eastern Europeans don't like somebody, they'll tell them to their face that they don't like them and what the problem they have with that person is. Whereas Mike and his mom will make that person feel bad, gaslight them, and then behind their back will talk shit. For example, Mike's mom says, send her back to her country already. Give her $5,000 and get her out of this country. Like Natalie's some kind of exotic animal and you can just get rid of her. That's no way to talk about your daughter-in-law. Well, guys, let me know what you think about this dog water couple in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this video. Comment below, subscribe, let me be friend, follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.